Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumen and today we're having a look at Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. Your next chapter takes flight. Immerse yourself in the enchanting world of Quidditch by playing solo or sharing the magic with friends and family. Plus, keep your Gringotts vault closed because there are no microtransactions. All content, including gold, is earnable through in-game progression, which is nice to hear. Take to the skies as one of the classic positions, Chaser, Seeker, Keeper, or Beater, each with their own unique playstyle. Soar into legendary Quidditch arenas, as well as maps that showcase never-before-seen areas of the Wizarding world. Career mode, exhibition matches, PvP, and more are available, and obviously a ton of customization options to choose from, including iconic Harry Potter skins. Yeah, and that's why we're here, because there is actually a character creation system. It's kind of a weird one because you jump in here and you have to create 6 characters in a row, which I found a little ridiculous, but you create characters for each position on the field. It's something I will talk more about. I'll explain it sort of in a little bit more detail, but the quick and dirty is basically you have to field an entire team and then you use the character that corresponds to whichever position you are put in the game, right? You make 6 in total, and they are all split between Chaser, Seeker, Keeper, and Beater. There are multiples of some and singles of others. But, hey, we're going to jump in here and look at the customization, the cosmetics, and all the rest. So if you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, before we do so, you can find some links below. And as always, there will be timestamps. This video will have the basic character creation. This, what you're seeing right here, is what you're going to see the first time you jump into the game. And you can see at the top, recruit your first Chaser. That's where you start. And then you go through the entire process again, a total of 6 times, until you've made all the characters. Again, I think it's a little ridiculous. That's what we're looking at first, however. Then we're going to jump into the game itself. We'll have a look at the menus, how everything is presented, the skills, the brooms, the stats, all that stuff, the cosmetics that are available right now in the market and in the battle pass-like system that they have, that once again doesn't cost real money. Awesome. But we are starting our entire adventure here, when we recruit our first Chaser. So, character presets. There are a decent number of them. I am not all that impressed by the variety in the presets themselves, but when you jump in and you start customizing and sort of making your own character, then I think that there's more than enough going around. First thing you will notice when you go through these, we're going to go through them twice so you can just have a quick peek at them, is that the art style they chose to go for here is definitely different than what we saw in the previous big Harry Potter game that came out, which was Hogwarts Legacy. In Hogwarts Legacy, they went for a far more realistic style, and it was phenomenal. That was one of the best character creators that I'd seen, not in terms of like the sheer number of options. It wasn't all that robust in that sense, but what it did have going for it was realism. Fantastic visuals. Here, they went for a cartoony style that's more stylized. It is, I think, a little easier to render, thus the game might be more accessible to more people, especially if it's a competitive game. That might be important to them. But I think it's a neat and tidy style, and I like what they've done with it. Like, I have no complaints. I think it looks kind of nice. I think a lot of this will also come down to the type of cosmetics that they want to put in the game. With a more simplistic style like this, they can do a lot more cool stuff. Right? Right. That's the presets. You will notice that there are different body types here, split between male, female characters, bigger, smaller, and so on and so forth. All that stuff is customizable as we jump into the next section here. Body types. You get this one, which I feel is kid. It's just like kid. That's it. It's like a child. You know, it's cool. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Yeah, you can see some nice hair physics over there. Very cool. Very cool. But like, it's not like a male or female body. It's just a body. Okay. Then you can have a slightly curvier one, and you can see when you jump between these two that you will have broader shoulders on the one that's meant to be the male one. You can see that the face squares out a little bit. It's the same character. I want to just mention they are just sort of quick converting it for you. So this, the features and the angles get a little sharper and stuff like that. You can see the hips get a little wider on the female one. And yeah, the shapes are sort of different. All right. So you can select them. You can look at them any way you wish. And yeah, I mean, male and female body types, there you go. And then this one over here that's just a little smaller and less, well, specific. Heads, here we go. So, decent selection here. The heads, I will go through them all on all the body types for you, just briefly, to show you how they react to the different choices that you can make here. I think that they've got a fantastic selection here. Now, obviously, you want to keep in mind that I have a darker skin tone on here, and that will affect the way it all looks. You can see that some of them have things like freckles on the snoot over here, and those will be more visible if you have a lighter skin tone, which is in the next section. But just keep that in mind as we're going through here, and keep in mind that a face that you select over here will look different in this one and in this one, right? They give you the faces here, and they give you a reasonable selection of faces, I would say, covering pretty much all you'd want in terms of ethnicities, sizes, visual appearances, and stuff like that. This one looks very tired. I sort of resonate with it. They give you enough, right? They give you enough, and if you combine that with all the other stuff, I think it's cool. I mean, it's nothing to like write home about, you know, and it would be cool if you had some more individual customization, but I think that's something that a lot of people should realize about games like this, is that they generally tend to go for broader strokes in terms of customization, where they throw a whole lot of cool cosmetics at you that you can get, and again, if you're not paying real money for it, that's even better. But they throw all those cosmetics at you, and they allow you to just go crazy with it, and then less of the focus is on the specifics, like the small details on the face and stuff like that. Very cool. I dig it. So, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to pick this character over here, the first face, because I think it looks kind of neutral, you know, somewhere between male and female, and we can just jump in, you know, it's just a kid playing Quidditch. Perfect. Fantastic. Colors. Skin tones, they are right. They are good. They are plentiful. It's all we need. They have good darker tones here, where I feel like they cover pretty much all you'd need, and they have nice lighter tones. You can go pretty pale, but not the palest. It's sort of a... I compare it to what we saw in Hogwarts Legacy, actually, where they don't let you go, like, super duper pasty white pale, but it's definitely good enough. Then there are eye colors over here. I kind of like the eyes, but it is sort of falling into that... I don't want to call it a trap, really, because it's something that they do on purpose, but where the eyes look a little too realistic and the color is sort of a little less visible, it's mostly because of things like the cool reflections and stuff that they put on there, but it's worth it, because the eyes look good, right? So you're going through the colors here, you can't really see them all that well, especially when you zoom out, but it looks really nice, so it's okay, and we thumbs up it, right? Yeah. Alright, so those are the colors. I'm gonna go for the black eyes. Hair color. Not a fantastically huge selection here, but I'm going to mention that I have already seen some hairstyles and or colors that are in the store. It's called the Marketplace. And yeah, I mean, you will definitely find what you want there. Like, eventually they'll add a bunch more extra stuff, and that'll be cool. The red here, I think, could have been a little more red, but I think that might have, you know... It might have been a bit much in that case. They have the white here, which is white/grey. They have the blondes, they have the blacks, the browns. It's like all the grounded in reality colors are here, and that's cool. That's good. You will probably, again, go to the store for the more exciting variations. You know, if you want a rainbow hairstyle, that's where you're going to find it. Again, the nice thing is that that will be purchasable using in-game currency. Eyebrows. Same color. Selection. Except over here, for some reason, you have the darker ones and not the white ones. It's sort of like a dark gray, but overall, same. And then you can choose your pronoun for the commentator dialogue. You get to pick they, them, she, her, or he, him. There you go. I actually think our character's looking pretty great already. I like it. We've done nothing, and it's good. That's a good sign, by the way. It's a good sign. Now, onto the fun part, the hairstyles. I was kind of impressed by this. You know, again, they're going for this style that allows them to have quite a bit of fun with the hairstyles, because it's slightly more simple and you're not sort of adhering to what is real and possible. And again, they do some kind of cool stuff. Like this, for instance, is a style that I feel I've not seen before. The physics on the hair, kind of nice, you know. They have a good selection of long and short hairstyles, and again, they cover all the bases where ethnicity and sort of, I'd say, culture is concerned. I really like this one. I think that again, like the texture work and the neat and tidy nature of this model is just amazing. It's great. Like, this is one of the best cartoony character creation systems that I've seen thus far. Because it looks really good, especially when you zoom out, and even more so when you zoom in. And they managed to put a great amount of detail in while keeping it sort of cartoony, you know? I don't exactly know how to explain it, but I do feel like it's pretty perfect. It's on point for this kind of style. I think that sometimes when they go with this kind of thing, it sort of misses the mark a little bit, because they put either just too much or too little detail into the hair itself. And I think that somehow they managed to find a perfect middle ground for it. That's the short hair. We're going to move on to medium now. I mean, I think even the afros look really nice, where they have this, like, this teeny little bit of hair physics. As you can see, it like wiggles and wobbles just a little bit when you spin it. It's really nice. And then nice little extras. They have these little individual strands coming up. Not too much to confuse things, not too much to make the sort of rendering of the model look bad, but just enough for it to look like it has some volume to it, you know? It's great. Like, it's really cool. And I mean, again, I like to see the good in these systems. If you want to be negative about it, you could say that, you know, sometimes when you can see the scalp through here, it looks a little weird, but like there's no real other good way of doing it. You could say, oh, yeah, the texture work is not all that. Listen. This is not one of those games where you're going to be zooming in to look at the goddamn pores on your character's nose, okay? You're not going to be zooming in all the way on the hair. It looks great. Stop. Okay, good. I really like this. I think they do really good curly hair. But I want to also say that in the Harry Potter world, which I'm not all that well versed with, but there are some characters that are sort of iconic that have curly hair. So I feel like it was very important to them to get that right? They have these messy styles. This doesn't look amazing. You can see that they're sort of playing it safe with the physics a little bit, letting it not clip through. But still nice. But they have some of these characters that they really need to get the style right on. And for them, I think, yeah, they probably really wanted to nail it. See, that looks way better. Way better than this one that we looked at. But that's like a little bit of an oversight. Like, they could fix that really easily. That's phenomenal. Like, look at the size of that hair. That's awesome. Then you will notice down here, there's actually one with custom settings. This is one of the few that I mentioned. This one's called Seafarer, and it's a special color that you can put on your hair, and you can unlock it in the Quidditch Tryouts reward track. There you go. Again, free of charge. You just play the game, man. You just play the game, and you can get it there. So, phenomenal. Awesome options. I'm going to pick that style that I liked so much. This one, I really believe that it's a perfect style. And then I'll show you the bottom, I'll show you the top. That's the list. And we're going to move on to the extras, accessories. This is just a taste. And you will see, again, when we jump in, that there's a whole lot more. They give you a few different options for glasses here. And they're okay. You know, nothing to sort of complain about here, but also nothing really special. I think they just wanted to give you a basic selection to get started on, because there's a lot more in the game. And you'll see they have two extras here that are a little more stylish in nature, I suppose. This one has little wings and stuff on, looks kind of cool. This one over here, I don't know what makes this one special, to be honest. Is that like Harry Potter's glasses? I don't know, I'm sorry. And then they got the goggles down here, which I personally love. I think the goggles look phenomenal. That's awesome, right? Really, really, really cool. And that's it. Much more in the game. Now, you're starting quote-unquote gear, right? So you can go in here, you can select a different starting outfit. Decent selection, once again, and a few you will see are locked. They can be unlocked easily. Decent selection of these. I personally like the darker blacks and stuff. Then there are Quidditch uniforms. That's the casual Quidditch uniform. I really like that one, by the way. I love the gloves, the texture work that they did on there, the boots and stuff like that. It's like this nice mix of like an adventurous spirit and also the academic style of Hogwarts. It's kind of fantastic where that's concerned. And I think it just gets better when you look at these other ones. Because you can look at, like, as an example, the sporty Quidditch uniform that they have here. It's got slightly more high-tech gear on it. You can see it looks sort of a little bit more upmarket as well. And there are lots of different pieces. I'll show you what they look like now. This is the World Cup one. And this one over here is the Tri-Wizard School. Then down at the bottom, there is a travel school uniform. Each of these can be customized further, or at least, well, slightly, partially customized. You can pick a color, which is cool. And I don't know if I'm correct in assuming this, but these might be the different houses. Yeah, that's Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. It's cool to see. Then when you jump in here, you've got the same thing. Because obviously that's like really, the house pride is very important. You're going to want to pick the one that you want to be in, or the one that you resonate with. This one is, yeah, this one is way more. They actually have a huge amount of countries here. And I say a huge amount, it's not a massive list, but there are 16 different countries that they have here, real world countries that you can represent. And I assume there will just be more eventually. And it's nice to see because, you know, a lot of people like to represent their countries, and it's like they have good color combinations here. And the people that they had making these obviously knew what they were doing. Lo and behold, South Africa is actually there. Out of like a list of 16, I don't see South Africa rated anywhere in the top 16 of the world, but hey, there it is. That's really cool to see. And yeah, you can come and pick one here to be a little proud. I really like the Uganda one. Wow. They have unique designs on them, interesting sort of patterns and stuff like that. It does lead me to believe that there is room in this for a custom skin creator. You know, I don't know if it's in the game or if there's an option like that, but it would be cool to see. And then we have a bunch of different colors on these where you can see that the scarf and the shirt and the tie are changing. Right? Cool. Cool. And that does bring us to the end of your initial customization, right? So when you jump in here and when you finish things up, if that's our character, then we press continue, and they do mention that you can customize it again on your My Team menu. Then you're going to jump in, there's a massive tutorial that you play through, and then you do all the other characters as well, and then finally you're back in the menus and you can look at all the other cool stuff in the game, which is where we're going to skip to. So right now, I'm going to skip ahead. Alright, so here we are in the menu. We are quickly going to go through all the stuff that's available here. I just want to first say I like the way that they made the menu. It sort of looks like a regular online game, like the ones we know and love, and it doesn't have any real money. There's nothing that you can buy. Even if you go into the store over here, there's no real money involved. Nothing. It's all in-game currency. And I kind of dig it. I don't know if it's a sign of the times or what, but I love the idea that they make it look like a real store, but we're not actually spending real money here. We'll come back to this in a moment. First things first, there are challenges over here you can do. There are daily challenges, weekly challenges, and career challenges. They can unlock anything from as small as experience all the way through up to full characters, heroes that you can play, like you'll see one in just a moment. We're going to show you what Ginny Weasley looks like, but there's a whole bunch of stuff here, a lot. You're going to have to jump in and look at it yourself. It's a bunch of cosmetics, it's a bunch of other goodies. It's pretty cool. Your team is here. These are all the characters that I created, each of them a different role. Well, there are some that share the role. There's 3 chasers, there's a keeper, a beater, and a seeker, right? You can sort of see based on how they stand in and what they have in their hands, what they actually do. That's kind of cool. And then on each of them, you can customize. You can re-customize. As I said before, hero skins. Here you go. We have Ginny Weasley unlocked, and we have Sebastian Sallow unlocked. Right? These are very cool. These are amazing. And again, giving Harry Potter players a chance to play their favorite characters is just a win. Then we have Cedric Diggory, Cho Chang, obviously Draco Malfoy, Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Rolanda Hooch, Ron Weasley, and the Weasley twins. That's the 2 over here. And on Hermione, there's actually a double as well. On Ginny, there's a double as well. You can see over there different outfits. But these are your hero characters. When you select one of them, you turn it on, then it shuts off all the customization. And I mean, that's cool. That's what you expect, right? For the customization options, it's all the same, except over here, when you go on the outfits, you can actually put a icon on the back. And you can select from a bunch of numbers, a bunch of Quidditch icons, and a bunch of Academy/House ones, and then a few iconic ones as well. You can change the color on those too. That's cool. It's cool. Then, these things. These are some extras that we sort of saw, but didn't see. I showed you a few of them when we made the character itself. Some of these are available in the store. Some of them are kind of funny, like the Hagrid papercraft mask. There's a cool helmet. There's a bunch of different colors of these. And then there's a few cool hats that you can pick from as well. I kind of like these. The texture work and you know, the overall style of them is pretty cool. Face wear. These ones are the same as what we saw before, as you may remember. And then we have wands. Wands are important in a Harry Potter game. What do you know? You don't see it as much as you see the broom, but they are here, and they're pretty cool. It's a bunch of well-known wands and a few lesser-known ones, I think. There's no full-on wand customization, but yeah, these are the hero wands down here. You have a bunch to choose from. And there you go. Broom Trails. This is the trail you see behind yourself when you are sprinting on your broom, when you're boosting. Different colors for the different houses. Yeah, I like it. Then, emotes and celebrations. There's a few emotes over here. There's more. These are just the basic ones that you start with. Right? If you go into it, I'm thinking, let me have a look quickly. How does it work? Oh, okay. See, these are the ones you bound. So those are the 4 that I just showed you. Then you have these ones over here that you can unlock. Some rarer than others, so they're a little bit more flashy and cooler, you know. There you go. Then you have the victory celebrations. There are lots of these. And I just want to say, earlier when I was looking at these, the game actually bugged out a little bit and the sound of these things kept playing. I kept going through it, and the sound of the very first one just kept playing on repeat. It's a bug. I'm sure they will have fixed it by the time you jump into the game. But there are a few interesting ones here. You start with a few rare ones, and then there are bigger ones, better ones that you can purchase or earn. There are some that are a little, like, violent. Like this one, I think, where your tooth gets... Yeah, there it is, where your tooth gets knocked out. There's one where your, like, nose starts bleeding. There's, like, a bunch of stuff. It's like, I don't know all of these. I don't know the connotations in the Harry Potter world. But it's obviously important stuff. And, like, I want to say, and I'll probably say this in the outro as well, this game was definitely made by Harry Potter fans. Like, this is a bunch of damn Harry Potter nerds that sat around a table and said, hey, let's make a really cool Quidditch game, because this is what we're passionate about, and they did it. Because I can see it's all just, like, painstakingly crafted with care and attention and affection, and it's really nice. There you go. Victory celebrations, right? So for the customized section, that's basically it. There's your goal celebration as your final choice. This is when you score a goal. This one will pop up. You can basically select the default one or the one for the houses. Right? It's cool. It's nice. It's a good option to have. There's a lot of cool and there it goes. It's doing it now. Stop. If you skip away too fast... Yeah, there we go. Then it tends to play it on repeat. It's doing it again. Oh my goodness. I think it's maybe a PC problem, as in, like, I think it's because I'm using mouse and keyboard. Okay, we're gonna keep going with that nonsense in the background, I suppose, because I don't think I can just change it. It's fine. That's it for the customization menu, though. Then, next, we have the performance menu. There's skill points over here. Okay, the sound stopped. That's good. There's a talent tree for your character. The talent tree is different for each of the different positions that you have. I don't have that unlocked right now. Just know that it's an extra that you can do. Then there's a bunch of brooms. A bunch of iconic brooms that you can select from here. A bunch of cool designs that you can go through. Different colors, different styles. Some look sleek. Some look like ragged and sort of homegrown, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of nice choices. I'm sure you'll be able to find one or many that you like. And I'm sure this is the kind of thing that they will add more of in the future, because they are on Season 0 right now, and there's probably going to be a whole lot more coming up. They have different stats and whatever as well, so it's worth having a look at all of those and picking the one that works best for you. The career menu is basically your level, and as you go through your levels, you earn more goodies. You can also get things like these emblems. There's a lot of them to pick from. There's different countries, there's different Harry Potter iconography, there's a bunch of different stuff here. It just keeps going. Then you have the season pass, which is like the battle pass system. It gives you a whole lot of cool stuff for just playing the game. You will see it here. Most of the stuff we already saw, because we did, in fact, jump through all the cosmetic options, you'll see it's all the same stuff that we saw before. The different emotes, the different like glasses, there's cosmetics there, the different icons and stuff like that. There's that hairstyle. They only have one special hairstyle right now, but I'm sure there will be more. All these goodies you can get here, and then you can keep leveling to get those winged keys, right? Very cool. Our final stop is the market. Again, this is where you spend your coins and other stuff. You can buy bundles here. Some of these brooms are really, really cool. And it makes it look like you have to spend real money on this, but you don't, right? This is all stuff that you can get with in-game currency. There's just a massive list. I applaud them for adding stuff like this and caring about this stuff, even if it's not earning the money. And then you have the vault, alright? Bunch of extra stuff here. This you unlock with the little keys that you get. That's why it's called the vault, I take it. They are plentiful. You get a lot of it. And you'll notice that the character bundles and stuff like that, they come with all the different goodies from those characters. And yeah, it's pretty cool. All the different heroes here, all the different bundles, all the different things that you could possibly want. If you're a Harry Potter nerd, you will be happy in this game. And with that said, we are moving into the outro. I like this a lot. You know, the style may be off-putting to people who jumped into something like Hogwarts Legacy initially and saw that super realistic style that they had here, but I think this fits perfectly in a game like this, and it looks phenomenal. It's one of the best looking cartoony styles that I've seen in the game. They managed to use it to its fullest, and they put a bunch of really cool styles in here. You know, not just hairstyles and character styles, but outfits and extras as well. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, I mean, all the cool cosmetics, the hero characters and all that stuff, it will definitely appeal to you. I've got nothing negative to say about this. I really have nothing. The fact that they didn't have any microtransactions at launch, that's great. And I don't see them adding any at any point in the future. I think they're going to stick with their guns on this one, and that's really, really, really cool. You can see and you can feel when you jump in here that this was made by a bunch of Harry Potter nerds, and that's awesome. So, if you are jumping in, I hope you have fun with it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you managed to make a cool character or 6, and all the rest. As always, you can find my links below, my coffee page, my Twitch channel, and yeah. Check back here soon for more videos. Enjoy Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, my dudes. Happy that.